gut is eating it away, damage there. He's talking about sun exposure again. What type of condition has lots of sun exposure and can be triggered by other things in the sun too. Squamous cell cancer. Squamous cell cancer, real common on the lips and the top of the ears, two most common locations. People will describe that they feel kind of hard, it bleeds easily, they bite their lip and it won't heal up. That's a sign that someone has squamous cell, should be referred out. So, melanoma. But there's 4 types of melanoma, so you need to know which is the worst of the bunch. What's the worst of the 4 types we discussed? So nodular is the worst. It spreads almost right away. It goes down into the body right away. So if this person's already metastasized, most likely. So it's the worst prognosis is nodular melanoma. Vitiligo again. We saw one like this before that talks about the conditions it's associated with. We've seen a slide like this already as well. Cut on the ears, the top of their head, and they're premalignant. Sore that doesn't heal, all associated with actinic keratosis. Actinic means sun-damaged skin. The biggest clue here, the appearance is one clue, but it could be several things. Looking on this list, very common button-like nodule, that's the biggest clue. Visible sign of lateral pressure. First slide I showed you today. When you press up to the side, it goes in the center. It's a dermatofibroma. So the cause, sometimes you don't know. Sometimes it's an old bug bite or a thorn or something like that that causes that fibrotic adhesion in there. As long as it doesn't change, just leave it alone. It's a benign lesion. If it is changing, you can clear it out, make sure it's not a melanoma or something else. And they can excise and freeze them off. So dermatofibroma. A lot of possibilities to look like this. But we look at the clue over here, strep throat, one week before the rash. There's one condition that was triggered by that. Luteate psoriasis. So a psoriasis patient that has exposure to a sore throat, and it also spontaneously resolves in 2 weeks to a few months. That's a big clue for luteate. It's a self-resolving lesion triggered by strep throat. It's a little bit of a tough lesion unless you break it down. It tells you here, you can't see it very well, what is that? It's a chronic, unchanging macular lesion. So macular means it's flat and it's benign. So if you were concerned, you had to send it out and cut it out, it's benign. So what is benign? It's macular in nature. That's what you have to remember. There are 3 types of nevi. There's compound nevi, junctional nevi, and dermal nevi. Of those 3, the only one that's flat is the junctional nevi. So that's something that you should review, types of nevi. What can you see by looking at it? Is the dermal nevi is raised up, you have multiple shapes and colors. The junctional nevi is flat, macular in nature, and they're both benign. They're common moles, nevi. The close-up of this will be a challenge by itself unless you took a decent niche street. The very important thing is right here, gluten sensitivity. Wheat causes this, triggers this condition. The name, because these little clusters, but clusters are grapes. So the Greek term is herpetic, but it's not virus. This term means grape-like cluster. So dermatitis herpetiformis. See these people all the time. These people have reactions to wheat. Sometimes not even reaction, just not even dietary reaction, just reaction to their skin. And they have this chronic type of itchy rash, very chronic, recurrent itchy paretic lesions. So those very itchy lesions in pathways. So the best therapy is to go on a gluten-free diet, and it can't self-resolve. It takes a while to clear out of their system. Otherwise, there are drugs that can suppress it, and people can still choose to eat wheat if they take these drugs that will suppress it. They have side effects. You've seen that slide before. We saw that one before. This one has a picture with a dimpling. So that's the name of that one. Dermatofibroma. You practice, you can't remember that, you see that, you don't It looks like it's benign, but I think you should have it looked at. Have it evaluated, make sure, or run to your textbook or your notes, look for the nipple sign for the amount of fibroma. So, what do you think that is? It's a melanoma. So melanoma, because of the A, B, C, D, E's. Asymmetrical, any way I cut that, it's not asymmetrical. B, very irregular border. The color is multiple shades in there. C, this is, you can't tell, but it's bigger than racial thickness. Racial is about that big. And it's also changing over time. So the first was melanoma. We talked about 4 types of melanoma, but only one does someone have this appearance and still 20-year history. These things can go 20, even 30 years sometimes before it even spreads. And it's a very slow process outward. Right here, we're showing the longest one. Melanoma windigo. It's the older population, 20, 30 years sometimes, and then when it gets to be about 1 inch in diameter or 2.5 centimeters, it starts to grow a nodule. And once it grows a nodule, that usually means it's going inside the body. So you want to catch it before that point. You see this hyperpigmentation like this, multiple shades, that's the thing to do before the mouth. That's the corner of someone's mouth, so that's their face. That's a beauty. Hands pictures like that. This one has a little bit different information, I think, on this one. Talks about the, up to 1% of the population for vitiligo, genetic background potentially. This will kind of give you an idea of what's the most common chemical in this condition. It's nickel. Chromium can be up to 1 as well, but nickel by far is what's in cheaper type jewelry that triggers that reaction.
Psoriasis.
You know what that is? That's a knee. From the knee. So patterns. What's on the knee, on the extension surface of the knee, and also on the genitals. Psoriasis. So that beefy red appearance, you know, you might think it's a candida. We haven't gone over yet, but that's what it looks like. That salmon-colored base of psoriasis. Differentials. See another melanoma. Again, there's 4 types of melanoma though. This one has a term that's referred to as Hutchinson sign. It's actually a spread from the nail bed, and it's around here. So several potential questions here. This is acromelanoma. In other words, on the digits, acro meaning digits. And what population tends to have acromelanoma more than anybody else? Where is the most common location in what population? African Americans. The most common thing type of melanoma that African Americans have are going to be in the fingers, between the toes, under the nail bed, on the fingertips themselves. So acromelanoma is also common in Asian populations as well. Location. Bottom left, sun exposure. Squamous cell. So it's a nodule that's hard. Indurated means hard, it erodes, it bleeds easily, ulcerates. All signs that it's gone to cancer. It could have been actinic keratosis before, and now it's progressed onto squamous cell. Okay, we've seen these slides before. This one had massive pregnancy. This one has a lot more information. Again, it could be hormone therapy, it could be thyroid replacement therapy. A little higher, more common in the darker skin population, but it's much more common in females. This one is just bumps on the back of the arm, thigh. People got it right last time. Give it again, we'll get it right this time. Keratosis pilaris. This is sometimes associated with atopic dermatitis, but it can be a condition by itself.
Contact allergic dermatitis.
There's two right there. A resin will drag over the skin. What kind of resin can cause that?
Poison oak.
Poison oak. So on your matching page, what kind of condition would that be? It's allergic to contact dermatitis. Contact dermatitis allergic type from the resident of poison oak plant. We've seen these switches before. This time it has a discussion of what the most common mediator is, which is histamine. It's also transient. These are transient papules and plaques.